to Sano International Cricket Ground for coverage today of a T20 match between Tokyo Titans and the Wombats. Just been a little bit of a delay here in proceedings as the teams make their way onto the ground. Important game for both teams. This is part of the T20 JCL competition here. 16 teams divided into 4 groups, round robin play before quarterfinals. At this stage, both the Titans and Wombats have played only the one game, both teams losing their first match respectively. Titans losing by 2 wickets to the Chiba Sharks, and the Wombats in a heavy defeat to the Falcons by 82 runs. So both teams sit at the bottom of Group D. The Falcons on top with their run rate, but on the same points are the Chiba Sharks. So Titans in 3rd place and Wombats in 4th place. Both teams looking for their first win. Beautiful conditions here, probably a little hotter than players would like. It's about 31 degrees already at 10:30 a.m. here. Expected to get up to around 37, 38. It's probably a bit warmer down there on pitch side. Looks like the umpires are in place. I'm just waiting for information to come through on regards to the team list and who won the toss, but that will come through in due time. Tokyo Titans did win the toss and have elected to bat. And then starts with a wide ball, and that'll be called wide. Not a good start here from the Wombats. Probably a pass score today. Well, we've seen a range, but I would say 150 at least. Well, he comes in for a second ball, and that's a better line. And it's just dabbed down for a single. So the Titans are underway. At the crease for the Titans are Mandeep Singh and Amir Kechkamat, who is just taking stance now. Yeah, perhaps a chance of a thunderstorm, but of some rain late this afternoon, but no problem for this match. Match is starting here on ground 1 and 2 at 10:30, and games this afternoon on both grounds at 2 o'clock. Ali in for his 3rd delivery, and again it's a much better line and length from him. And that's been smashed through the covers out for 4 runs. Lovely shot, bit full. Turned out to be a lowish full toss. And Keshkamat just smashes that through the covers. Lovely shot. And that'll feel good for him facing on just his 2nd ball. It's just a bit wide and a bit full from Ali. And this time he goes again. This time it's a bit aerial, doesn't get all of it. And mid-off scoops that up, and they do get back for a 2nd run. Quite an attacking field set here from the Wombats. Just the one. No, they're dropping a second back to the boundary now. No, it's just the one boundary rider who's sort of deep square, backward square, and it's a lot better ball, and Kishikamat just sort of dabs at it and misses through to the keeper for no run. And yeah, already a good start here though from Titans. One ball remaining, 8 runs already scored. And well, Kishikamat just uses his feet to drop and run there, but his non-striker was not interested at all. No chance of any run out though, and that brings us to the end of the over. 8 runs coming from it. A healthy start for the Titans. Yeah, we've seen a range of scores here in the T20 competition. As I say, most teams have just played the one game, some have played 2. Scores sort of a big between sort of 100 and around 180, 190. So yep, as I said, perfect conditions here. The outfield almost changing colour with the seasons here. It's a bit more green in it, but very fast and quick outfield. So I think if you get it through the inner circle, it's going to run away nicely to the boundary. Jindal is the new bowler from the mountain end. Just arranging his field. 2 boundary riders, of course, in this power play, the first 6 overs. One's at deep mid-wicket, although he's probably... no, he's on the boundary, deep mid-wicket, and long off. And just slashes wide of deep mid on for 4 runs. Only the one bounce, hit it well, but deep mid wicket had no chance of capturing that, just watching it go past him. And Singh now moves along to 5. Singh certainly set up to his strength, which looks like to be the onside, and they've actually just dropped another fielder back onto the deep mid wicket there, and so we have the 2 boundary riders now forward of deep mid wicket, and protecting an obvious strength here of Singh. This time he goes over the covers, skews off the edge of the bat. Possibly a chance, but cover and mid-off weren't quick enough to get round to that, and they scamper through for a single. We'll bring Kishikamat back on strike. Wombats again playing with the field. I guess different styles, different strengths of the batsmen here. Deep square has come into a shorter into the circle, and it dropped mid on, back to deep mid on, long on, sorry. Bit of bowling here from Jindal. Just a bit more fuller length and probably bowling more off stump, 4th stump line, taking away those. Again, another full ball that Kishikamat just digs out down to long on for a single. Now just with the last ball of the over, and slashes at it, goes, oh, yep. 4 runs it was. I thought that may have been 6, but it must have just pitched short of the boundary rope. Down deep cover. Didn't really get all of it. He almost was trying to hit that into long off, but it skewered out a bit more square. Falls safely, however, and that's the end of the over. 18 now without loss for the Titans. Excellent start. It'll be interesting to see what the Wombats do in regards to their bowlers today, whether they bowl spells of 2 or 3 overs or whether they keep changing, just 1 over spells. And Kishma just punishes that down to mid-off, who fields it safely, no run. He had it too well to think a possible quick single. It was in the hands of mid-off before you knew it. This time he goes straight past the bowler. Fielder coming around to stop the boundary, and the batsman will return for a second run. Yeah, Ali looking just to bowl straight here. His protection on the boundary, both long on and long off, and he's just looking to bowl wicket to wicket, take away any boundary opportunities for Kishkamat. And this time he's short and punished, deservedly so. Kishkamat just turns that square, and square leg that was in front of him had no chance of saving that. Another 4 runs to the total for the Titans. Shame for the Wombats. They are a couple of dot balls there, starting to sort of build some pressure for on the Titans, but released with that short ball from Ali. And he'll be looking to come back with something straighter, perhaps more fuller. And just unfortunately strained wide there. Been ruled wide from the umpire, rather a late call. And it's better. Just getting a bit of a way shape is Ali. One ball remaining in the over. And Ali again, just finding a bit of a way shape there. And finishing the over. 8 runs coming from it. Unfortunately, just that one short ball that Kishkamat pulled beautifully onto the onside. So 26 after 3 overs here on ground 1. Ground 2, there's a game going on, Sano versus the Rangers. As I say, perfect conditions here. A bit of a breeze blowing through at the moment, which the players will rejoice about. I mentioned it's 31 degrees currently, but the humidity is certainly high, so players finding it sticky conditions out there, not the most comfortable to play in, but all of them well used to it. These Japanese summers often have a run of extremely hot weather during the August months. I know in Toyama, where I live, we've had temperatures over 30 degrees for the past 3 weeks now without rain. A bit different here in Sano. They have a higher humidity, often the highest temperatures in Japan, in the prefecture of Tochigi. And we have Kato, a new bowler, into the attack for the Wombats. Tetsuru Kato. Right arm medium pace. Gentle jog in, but digs this one in a bit shorter. And fortunately just straying down the offside for a wide. These extras already starting to add up for the Wombats. It's a better line from Kato, receiving praise from his teammates. We just need to build some pressure through some dot balls, keeping the scoring down, trying to create pressure, cause the batsman to force a shot, play a risky shot. And, perhaps Kato can start that pressure. It's another good ball from him. Another dot, 3 dots already in this over with the 1 wide. A bit of a momentum shift. Fight back here from the Wombats. Currently the projected score for the Titans is around 154. They'll be wanting a lot more than that without having lost a wicket. This time swing, just swings. He goes to drive out to mid-on, but gets a rather thickish inside edge that is finally fielded out at deep mid-wicket. The batsmen do get back for 2 runs, so Singh again on strike. This time, chance. Wombats. No. And 4 runs. Well, I thought cover had a chance there to come around and field that ball, but the ball just kept going. Certainly didn't get all of it, did Singh. But in the end, it was mid-off her to come round and field that, but no chance of saving the boundary. And another boundary to Singh, moves his score along to 16. He's batting at around 160 strike rate at the moment, so both these openers doing a superb job for the Titans. Kato's last ball, another dot, 33 without loss after 4 overs. An excellent start here from the Titans. 2 overs remaining for the power play, so I think they'll continue to eye up the boundary rope. We've had 5 boundaries already, all of them 4s. Both batsmen. Singh hitting 3 4s and Kishkamat 2. Singh was batting at 145 strike rate, so wonderful start for the Titans with these openers. short, and Keshikamat just turns that nicely behind square, and that's ran away for 4 runs. A nice shot. The bowler sort of had the teacup stance, hands on hips as to that, but he was short and it was down leg, so yeah, picked off beautifully. From the batsman. This is Ali into his 3rd over. Short, but this time on off, and batsman just pushes that out to short point. Ali again bowling with his protection of long off and long on, so ideally bowling straight to the batsman. And a bit of a mix-up, but in the end, batsman makes it home safely. Keshikamat just going to drive that, but the ball spilled out onto the offside, and his non-striker called him through for a quick single. Another single to the Titans total. And batsman just plays this out to Point, who fields nicely. So Keshikamat batting at 100 strike rate, 17 off 17. This time hits, drives out to long on, just for the single, which will bring about the end of the over. 40 without loss now. Sorry, 41 without, no, 40 without loss. The Titans after 5 overs. Keshikamat just asking his 12th man to run a drink out to him. Conditions are hot. While we have a quick break, I'll update you from ground number 2. The Tokyo Rangers 31 for 2 after 4.2 overs, playing against Sano. Back on ground 1 though, it is the Titans who will be pleased with their start. 40 without loss. Projected score, I guess, has them up around 160 now, but with wickets in hands that can certainly increase. And Kato comes in for a 2nd over and lets that one rip. That was a bit of an extra pace, unfortunately wide, but some good wheels on that ball. Kato in for his 2nd delivery, this time a chance. Batsman skews it out long off, and incredibly it goes for 4 runs. And a no ball called. So things not going Wombats' way. Batsman certainly didn't get all of that, and it could have gone anywhere, and unfortunately for the Wombats it was over cover's head, but wouldn't have counted anyway for a front foot no ball. And Kato just takes the pace off this one, but Kishkamat plays that out onto the onside. Was looking for a second, but his partner was not interested at all. So another no ball. And umpire just letting the bowler know. So another free hit here. Be Singh on strike. Kato just wanting to get back on track here, and well played. Batsman got into position early, just a lap Kato, and all the way for 4 runs. Yeah, wonderful shot that. Got into position early, and what was, just having a look at the JCL replay here. Yeah, wonderfully played by Kishkamat. The ball was quite probably fuller than he would have wanted, but watched it onto his bat, and acres of room behind square, so the ball finally making its way over the boundary for 4 runs, and Kishkamat moves on to 27 after 21 balls. Great innings already here for his team, and onto the back foot, cut for 4 runs. Point was certainly in with a chance here. It was probably he did jump into the air, but it was probably just out of reach. Wonderful shot played by Kishkamat, just showing his full range of shots he has around the wicket. This time goes again. Tries to cut, but gets a thickish edge out to a very deepish gully, who spills it. Should have been taken, and should have been the first wicket for the Wombats, but in and out. Didn't really need to move, and Kato be a bit disappointed with that from his teammate. This time he goes late cut, 4 runs. No chance of that being taken. Lovely shot. And what a display here from the Titans batters. This time it was Singh cutting. And some good pace here from Kato, but I want to say both batsmen are enjoying the pace off the wicket. Kato just needs to squeeze the batsman, keep that line tight, not give them room. They are swinging at most of the deliveries. This one just punched down to deep cover for a single. And the end of the over, 23 runs coming from it. Didn't help with the no balls, but 4 fours included, and right now the Tokyo Titans are just building what could be a massive first innings total. Projected score now up to 210, 63 without loss after 6 overs. I guess in some respect the Wombats will know that's the end of the power play, so we'll be able to drop another 3 players back to the boundary positions. It'll be interesting to see what the captain does and how he sets the field. both Kishkamat and Singh have shown the ability to play around the wicket, both onside and offside, so it makes it more difficult for the captain in setting the field. Of course, a lot depends on the bowler's strengths and style. Just a bit of a break in play here as I update you on the game on ground 2. The Rangers taken on Sana. I just saw another wicket fall, and they are currently 42 for 3, the Tokyo Rangers, after 5.4 overs. Kakinuma took the wicket of Rakib. Currently we have Akwazi Khan, who is a 12 not out, who will be joined by the new batsman for the Rangers. Back here on number 1 though, there will be a change of bowler. Singh on strike, currently 23 of 15 balls is Singh. His partner Kishkamat is 32 of 23 balls, so both batsmen strike rates up around 140, 150. And it's been well saved. Singh just playing that fine. Fine leg came round to save the boundary, just 1 run resulting. And a play and a miss from the batsman. We haven't seen too many of those. Kishkamat on strike. Alvis is the new bowler for the Wombats, hoping to contribute to his team and start to build some pressure, or take one of the opening batsman wickets here, something the Wombats desperately need to halt this momentum and runs. Dot ball will help. And again, not a bad line and length here from bowler. Batsman goes to play that through the covers and just thickish edge, but falling short of short third man. If he's in a catching position, perhaps coming forward a couple of metres would help. It's quite deep there, and I don't think the ball will carry. And that's a wonderful shot out to mid wicket. Lovely shot, 1 bounce for 4. And Singh plays that beautifully, dissecting the field. Long on and deep square. Both of them just watching that ball dissect them. The other boundary riders long off and deep cover, as well as fine leg. So all five fielders on the boundary line, and that is a very short ball that Singh tries to play out onto the onside for no run. Just wondered if he had played a late cut over point there. There are acres of space there, but final ball here of the over for Alvis. And Foolish, and yeah, lot better line and length, and well fielded for no run. 7 runs coming from the first over of Johan Alvis. So pegged the runs back a little bit in terms of the run rate. Currently going at 10, so I guess a little bit of a positive for the Wombats, but what they want ultimately is the wickets. Both of these openers would, or one of the openers would be at least change a bit of momentum, halt the pace that the Titans are going at, 70 of their 7 overs. It's like a new bowler coming into the attack for the Wombats. Already using 5 bowlers. So it's Lewis, Joe Lewis, into the attack for the Wombats. And unfortunately starts with a wide. Just a 4 on the boundary for Lewis. And get round to that. Wombats first wicket taken. Point moves round to his right, probably 3 to 5 metres, and takes the wicket of Keshkawat, who was looking to hit probably a straighter than where he intended on that ball going, but it just skewed off the edge and comfortably taken from the Wombat fielder, and they'll be thrilled with that. Is this the start of a momentum shift? Lewis, just his second ball, first legitimate ball with that. First one being a wide, of course, so 1 for 1, a chance for the Wombats to come together and just have a word. Keep working on their plans to these batters. Anil Chandraya, apologies for any mispronunciation there, but Chandraya is the new batsman to the crease. Pretty handy average at 20. He's played 35 matches, scoring 649 runs. And he comes to the crease in a very good position for his team, really. Titans 71 for 1 after 7 overs. So what the Titans will be looking for is just to keep this momentum, keep these runs flowing. I'm sure they'll be targeting that 200 figure, which will be a difficult chase, I'd say, for the Wombats. I think without one of their stars, Alex Rai Patmore today, perhaps. And Lewis is just a bit full, and that's beautifully played. It's almost just look for a JCL replay here, but I want to say he went onto the front foot to cut that. Let's have a look here. So it was just a little bit foolish, and yeah, batsman had to reach for that, but found the gap on that offside. 4 runs. Lewis in again. This time he's on a better line and length, and Chandraya just really defends that ball. Lewis is just having one more fielder drop back to the boundary. All very straight. We've got deep cover, long off, long on, deep mid wicket, and now deep square. And Lewis could have had a second there, but point. Well, he made an attempt to take it, and I think he may have got a hand to it,
but the ball shoots through for 4 runs again, out square here. And we'll just have a look at the replay here. Your cameraman may not have picked that up. No, it was a bit late, but Point certainly had a chance to nab that. And almost a hand up, an apology to his bowler. So another 4 runs coming to Chandrai, who started 2 boundaries, having faced just 3 balls. This time it's a bit shorter, and Chandrai just defends that out to very deep gully. And nice ball from Lewis. Batsman not really knowing, not perhaps making a best decision there and going onto the front or back foot. In the end, no run coming from it. So 9 runs coming from the over and a wicket. Keshkamat out, caught for 33 runs off his 26 balls, so certainly contributed well for his team, did his job. Now sitting back in the tent. Titans still almost going at 10 and over. But it was pleasing to see the over then. Lewis racking up a few dot balls, creating pressure, and also taking the wicket. So doing his best to swing the game back into Wombats' favour. This is Alvis again, Johan Alvis into the attack for a second over. Just a 4 on the boundary. And batsman goes to punish this, but doesn't middle it and just gets the 1 run. Brings Chandrai onto strike, just taking stance. Again, looking at his stance, he looks very much favoured to play. Although saying that, he's just cut beautifully. Cut beautifully between point and gully for 4 runs. And already his 3rd boundary. All of them coming from cut strokes. And looking at Chandraya's setup though, his stance, you'd think he's prefers the onside. Very open stance it is. And this time punishes it over cover, dissects both the boundary riders, and yeah, great shot. Long off and deep cover had no chance, dissected both of the fielders well, and yeah, superb shot. Chandraya certainly showing his range of skills and strokes, and no change coming from the Wombats in field. This time, Alvis just takes all the pace out of that. So, gone a bit quiet in the field for the Wombats. Often happens when the opposing team is on top. This time, chance. Long off comes in, spills it. So they get away there. Chandra gets away with a life. Should have been taken. Long off. Probably had to come in 3-4 meters to take the catch. Was in position okay, but again, just the ball was in and out, and another missed opportunity for the Wombats. It's two catches now that have gone down, and certainly doesn't help in terms of reducing or having momentum in your favour. It did bring about the end of the over, 89 for 1, so still on that 10 runs and over mark, looking at around 200. Joe Lewis may have something to say about that as he comes in for what will be his second over. The sole wicket taker for the Wombats. This is full. And Chandra just cuts that out to point for a single. Brings Singh back on to strike, who he hasn't seen much of strike as of late. This time punishes it. Another chance here. Long off, coming round. Takes the ball. Yeah, good catch. Had to move round to his left, did the long off boundary rider. But he moved round nicely, and even though he lost his balance, he watched the ball into his hands, taking the ball comfortably and much to the pleasure of his Wombat teammates, as well as Lewis, the bowler. He gets his second now. So both openers are now back in the pavilion, or back in the tent here at Sano. And a well-taken catch from Kobayashi. Singh making 29 runs off 22 balls, which brings Mohit Saini to the wicket alongside the other relatively new batsman, Chandra. Currently the score is 90 for 2 off 9.2 overs. The umpires have called for the break a little bit earlier due to that wicket being taken. There is a short break after 10 overs due to the intense heat here in Japan. It's almost a cooling break, time to take on some hydration, some liquids, and just get out of that heat into the shade for, I believe it's 2 minutes, the break. While that's happening, I'll just update you on Ground 2's game. The match between Tokyo Rangers and Sano taking place. Rangers are batting, currently 76 for 4 off 9.3 overs. If I just look at that, the scorecard. Opening for the Rangers was Robin, who made 6, and Samir Khan, who was 18 and still remains, Quasi Mahmood Samir Khan is 18 off 18 balls, not out, still remains. Ahmed lost his wicket for 15, Rakib for 5, and Mandushanka for 19. So Tokyo Rangers 80 for 4, Their projected scores around 160. But back live here on number 1 ground, it's the Titans versus the Wombats. Joe Lewis will remain bowling, will bowl the remainder of his over, 4 balls remaining. Bowling to the new batsman, Mohit Saini. And unfortunately, after the break, Lewis starts with a wide. Certainly got good figures at the moment. There's Lewis, 2 for 11. There's 1.2 overs. In respect of the score, the Wombats have been going at, sorry, the Titans have been going at 10 and over. So Lewis doing his best to pull that back. Again, another good ball. And the batsman didn't really know a lot about that. Just a lazy shot. Perhaps looking to push that through the covers, but just goes through to the keeper. And a much needed dot ball for the Wombats. Again, beats the bat, does Lewis. Just a little bit of away shape and doing well here as the bowler. Just wondering if they look at a field change. He's bowling beautifully in that sort of corridor and off stump, 4th, 5th stump. And yet he has boundary riders all out on the leg side. This time batsman plays straight past the bowler. Long off comes round to limit the second run, so just 1 taken from it. And Mohit is off the mark. Brings Chandraya back onto strike, who's playing a lovely innings himself, 18 of 10. Perhaps this field's set for this batsman. Lewis can't believe he's played and missed that. Yeah. A good over from Lewis. Just the 3 runs coming from it, and of course the wicket. So probably the best over of the innings so far for the Wombats. Checking, it is Jindal, the new bowler. Sorry, he's bowled 1 over. Saini drives straight, but long off comes round. Limit the boundary, and just the 1 taken from it. Brings Anil Chandraya back onto strike. Bit of a danger batsman here for the Wombats. They dearly love his wicket, and Jindal gets that one to beat the bat. Batsman just looking to punish that square of the wicket where there is room out there. This time goes again. Could be a chance if the Wombats. Deep square wicket comes in, takes a wonderful catch. Yeah, good catch. Deep mid wicket, sorry, he was on the boundary. Had to come in 5-10 metres. It was a shot that Chandra had played, but it just got the top of the bat and went pretty much vertical. Good catch though from the fielder. Although he made ground, he did in the end have to sort of lean forward to take the catch. So, another wicket to the Wombats. Anil Chandraya caught again. Kobayashi-san takes another good catch on the boundary. Jindal takes his first wicket. And Chandraya leaves after scoring 18 off just 13 balls. So another good contribution from the Titan batsman, scoring at a good rate. Each wicket certainly just adds to the pressure or restricts the runs flowing as they have been. The new batsman is Yunus for the Tokyo Titans. Looks to have only played 2 matches in the past, so Amir Yunus. And turns this onto the onside. Deep mid wicket comes around to field that. That will be Kobayashi-san. Wonderful throw over the stumps. Just the 1 run taken. So 1 ball remaining for Chindal in the over. What could be another over. He needs to finish it well. Just the 2 off it so far. And oh, another great catch. Oh. Good catch. I'm sure that's Kobayashi-san with his 3rd catch out there on the boundary. I was quite worried for him because he came in as soon as the batsman struck the ball. I thought he had come in far too early, of which he probably did, because as he came in, he then had to stretch to take the catch above his head, but does so comfortably. And Kobayashi-san proving a real thorn in the side for the Titans, taking his 3rd catch. And that is the end of Saini. And end of the over as well. 94 for 4. Good over for the Wombats, and certainly a bit of a momentum shift. We've seen three wickets over the past 2 overs, and as mentioning before, no better way of reducing the run rate than taking wickets and bringing new batsmen to the crease. Joe Lewis has the ball for what will be his 3rd over. Saddam Hussein is the new batsman for the Titans. Lewis to Hussein, and he just pushes that defensively out to cover for no run. Be interesting to see how the batsmen play these remaining 9 overs for the Titans. I'm not sure how deep they bat, but whether they just look to noodle the ball around a bit looking to take 6 to 8 off these sort of middle overs, or whether they continue the onslaught looking for boundaries. So Hussein about to face his first ball. Left-hander, so the fielding team making necessary changes. Oh, Lewis beats him. All ends up. Misses everything. But a good delivery from Lewis, and I think it's been a good idea from the Wombats to continue with Lewis. He's had a good spell thus far. This, of course, is in his middle of his third over, 2 for 13. This time, Hussein squeezes it out onto the onside. It'll be just the single. As deep mid-wicket comes around a field that, saving the second run. Again, back to the right-hander, changes in the field. And Lewis again on the money here with his line and length. Projected score has fallen to around about 160. It'll be interesting to observe what the Titans do from here, what they feel will be enough, whether 160 will be enough or not. But another successful over comes to the end for Lewis. Just the 2 runs coming from it, so as mentioned, his figures 2 for 14 off his 3 overs. I imagine he'll be bowling again from the mountain end to finish his spell. The problem is the other end for the Wombats. Just looking through. They've just used the 5 bowlers. Temperatures heating up here in Sano. Must be 32, 33. It's cool here in the commentary box. I've got a lovely breeze and a fan beside me, but I imagine the humidity and being in that sun would feel more like 38, 39 to the players. Hussein on strike. Plays out onto the onside. Beats mid-wicket. So, singles scored. Yunus back on strike, the right-hander, so necessary changes in field. The boundary riders deep cover, long off, long on, deep mid-wicket, and deep square, backward of square. Plays it into the cover area. Just for the single, they are going for 2. No chance of a run out. Good running there from the Titans. Important to pick up or steal singles, as we call it. Turning twos from a 1 or 3s from a 2. important part of cricket that we don't see enough of from some of the teams based here in Japan. Some teams do it very well. I'm thinking of the Wyverns, perhaps Sano, running between the wickets. Other teams rely more on boundary hitting than stealing singles or stealing twos. So Jindal, the other wicket taker here for the Wombats. Can he pick up a third for his team? That's short, and it's been clobbered for 6 over mid-wicket, over the stands here, and not quite into the river forest, or the forest next to the river. In fact, it has. It's bounced and gone over, so a bit of a search needed here for that ball. Although looks like the players just come back quickly and said to the umpire, we need a replacement ball. It's thick scrub, I'd have to describe it as, over the boundary fence here. But a disappointing ball from Jindal. It was just short, and Yunus dispatched it, had to execute it well, but did so. Lovely 6 for him. And replacement ball comes out of the tent. Yeah, 32 degrees currently here at Sano. As I said before, though, probably feels like 37, 38. The wind has seemed to have dropped away, unfortunately for the players out there. But it's almost, I imagine we may get a thunderstorm or a shower late this evening. It's tropical weather, I guess. Intense heat during the day, and almost relief with a thunder shower late at night. Drove down from Toyama in Japan, probably about a 4.5-hour journey here from Sano, but driving through the mountainous landscape. 63 tunnels we went through the journey from Toyama to Sano, so that probably gives you an indication of how mountainous the region is between Sano, Tochigi and other parts of Japan. It almost creates the town, the city of Sano is almost surrounded by mountains, which almost creates a basin-like effect, and hence the heat that this region gets. Often in the news each night they'll pinpoint the hottest spot or the hottest region or prefecture across Japan, and Tochigi, Sano is often that spot. So yeah, a bit uncomfortable for the players, but as I mentioned, they're well used to it, having played cricket in Japan for years. August really is a super hot season, hence why the T20 format is played, not the 40 over format during these weeks in August. Back live here though, Jindal, they've found a replacement ball. Just puts that one on the spot, and Yunus this time turns it onto onside for another 4 runs. Deep square, who's probably backwards square, had an opportunity perhaps, but no, the ball was struck too well to limit that boundary, and another 4 runs to the total of the Titans. Now moving up to 109 for 4. And Yunus, with those 2 boundaries, shot up to 14. This time Yunus plays out onto deep, long on, who just has a slight misfield So only the 1 run taken. Eunice turns back his partner for a possible second. Into the over, 110 for 4. 7 overs remaining. I think the Titans will probably be looking for something over 150, 160. Ideally 170 would be ideal, but with the departure of their opening, their top 3, I just don't know if they'll be able to achieve that, even though they have wickets in hand. We'll find out over the next 7 overs as we see the final over from Joe Lewis. This one just straying a little bit too straight. Batsman turns it around the corner for a single. Can Joe finish his day with a 3rd here? Certainly bowled well for the Wombats alongside Jindal. More attacking field set here to the left-hander Hussain. And big swing and miss. And Lewis does have cover. It looks like Hussain was looking to go over mid-wicket there. They do have deep mid-wicket and long on and long off for protection. So Lewis bowling to his field. This one going out to long on, and should have been his 3rd wicket. Should have been taken but dropped. Long on certainly was in position. Didn't have to move much. Taking it around eye height, but unfortunately puts it down and may have just suffered a bit of an injury as a result. May have just taken a finger. It looks, yeah, I'm just trying to see here. No, he is leaving the field, it looks like. No, he's returning to his position. He's just waving to his team that he's okay. In fact, what's happening is he's no, he has stepped off the field. I'm just watching the fielder here, unless he's just taken on a new fielding position. No, he has left the field. So that injury forcing the fielder from the field, unfortunately. I think it may have just taken a finger. Who knows from my position? Could have been a dislocation or a split in the webbing. Batsman is holding his face. I wonder if the ball deflected from his hands onto the face. So unfortunate for him. Back live though. Lewis in for his 4th ball. Good straight and full. Played out to cover for no run. Lewis strained down leg, and that's been called a wide. And certainly no protection out there from his fielding unit. So Eunice on strike. Currently 16 off 12 balls. This one's edged. Gully comes in, falls short. Unfortunate for the Wombats. Eunice just went to pull that ball and took a thickish outside edge. Probably foul. Yeah, just I thought for a moment there Gully was in with a chance, but it fell short and safely for the Titans batter. Left-hander goes to punish this over mid-on, and long on does well coming around to restrict that. Is that Kobayashi-san? Long on did well on making up 20 metres to save that boundary, restricting it to 2 runs, which will bring the end of the over. And 6 runs coming from that over, so another good one for the Wombats' point of view. Joe Lewis, his spell of 4 overs, 2 for 20. And the ball may go back to Jindal for what would be his final over. Currently, however, we have 116 for 4. The Titans on track for around about 165 perhaps. And it is Jindal to bowl his final over of the spell. This one's short and punished. And as well as Kobayashi's fielder today, he cannot stop that one. Just over his head for 6 runs. But they've certainly got the right person in the right place. Kobayashi doing his best at deep mid-wicket to save that, but it was 6 nonetheless. And Yunus, another boundary to him. This time plays with a bit more finesse, just pushing it out onto the offside, but Joe Lewis cleans that up for no run. And Jindal, again, just a little short with his ball, and Kobayashi again unable to stop the boundary. 4 runs, and it was also a no ball, so a free hit coming up here, and that's not good enough from your spin bowler. Front foot no ball is really no excuse for that. So Jindal will be looking to come back here. This time, certainly off the sort of the shoulder, top of the bat, doesn't get, certainly not middled, and they scamper through for a single. Hussein's back on strike, the left-hander. Point is now dropping out to what will be deep square for the left-hand batsman. Gives himself room, drives it down to long on, just for the single. So Hussein probably doing a good job and just rotating the strike at the moment for Yunus, who is certainly picking up boundaries. He's on 28 of 17 balls, so it's a strike rate of over 150. And again, eyeing up that onside boundary, but just a single off it. Kobayashi, as I've mentioned, has taken 3 catches out on the boundary today, but he's also got a good arm. Perhaps comes from a baseball background, looking at the arm and accuracy. Hussein squeezes it out rather inside edge, but it flies out to square leg for the single. That shot bringing the over to the end. 15 off it. A good one for the Titans point of view. And the total now 131 for 4. 5 overs remaining. So Ali back into the attack of the Wombats, full, and Hussein just drives us down to long on for a single. Wombats would dearly love another wicket here just to limit the amount of runs scored from the Titans. Yunus, as I mentioned earlier, is going at a good run rate. 29 of his 18 balls. I dearly love his wicket. Again, foolish from Ali and just driven down to long off for a single. Brings the left-hander back on strike. Just the 4 boundary riders for Hussein. And none of them were able to stop that. Lovely shot, 6 runs. Wide of long on. Good shot, and and that'll make Yunus feel a lot better. First boundary for him. Sorry, it'll be his. No, it is the first boundary for Hussein, and this one. Driven wide of wide of cover for a single. Score now up to 140 for 4. Final ball of the over from Ali. It's been a little expensive. It's come back. And misfield there at mid-on, but long on comes in to limit a second run being taken, so just a 1 off it, and that will be the end of the over. Now up to 141 for 4 of 16 overs, 4 remaining. Some water coming out to the batsman. An important match for these two teams. As mentioned at the beginning of the innings, the Titans and the Wombats both currently 3rd and 4th in the table. It's a 16 team competition. 4 groups of 4 teams who play a round robin, and the top 2 teams go through to the quarterfinals. So a loss here for either team really would put them out of contention. Both teams having played 1 match, both teams having lost their first round match. So a win here for a team will keep them alive, keep them challenging the Falcons and Chiba Sharks, who both finished their first round with wins. So an important game here to stay alive in this competition for the Titans and the Wombats. Short and wide from Alvis, the first ball. Johan just strained down leg side. Yes. Can ill afford any extras. That's a better ball, and must have taken the edge, a feather of the batsman, because there's appeals from everyone around the bat, and the umpire agreed, and the finger's gone up. And Yunus departs. Yeah, the ball was there to be hit. Probably didn't get his body into the best position, having to reach, and ball obviously just nicked at the bat. Keeper takes it safely, So Alvis has his first wicket. Caught Ali, the wicket keeper, and what was a very good innings from new batsman to the crease is Thakurdi, and he plays a shot through the covers nicely for one, looking for two. Yeah, I like that. Good running from the new batsman, alongside, of course, Hussain, who still remains there on 15. But Raj Shahi Thakurdi, lovely shot to start with, and I loved how he quickly turned and called for a second. Using his feet to move around the wicket. Looks like a busy batsman, this one. Again. That was an interesting call. Called Thakurdi, definitely keen for the second, but half turned down from Hussain, who changed his mind and did come back for the second. So another 2 runs picked up from Thakurdi there. And ball just there, they just need to stop here. Ball's come across from ground number 2 onto the ground, so umpires rightly so call that a dead ball. And Thakurdi just looks like the batsman you really want to come in with these final overs remaining. If you're unable to find the boundary, then it's all about running quickly between wickets, and he's looked busy already. This time he drives out to the onside again, looking for a second, and his non-striker batsmen are onto it. Well done, Hussain. So another 2 picked up from Thakurdi. That's 3 twos in a row for him. Smart, intelligent batting. This one he plays out through the covers, but the sweeper's out there to restrict the second, even though Thakuri's halfway down the wicket looking for it. Well fielded, Wombats. Just the 1 run there. And you with the boundaries looking to be 65 perhaps metres. There's always an opportunity. If you don't strike it hard out to the boundary, there is an opportunity to pick up a second run of exactly what Thakuri's done, and he's done it well to start with. Hussain's currently on strike. Just the fielders dropping back onto the onside boundary line, and he turns it. This will be interesting. They will go through for the second, and yes, well done. Again, good running here from the Titans. It's almost like something's changed, or is it just these 2 batsmen fully aware of the opportunities that present themselves? If they don't fully strike it out to the boundary, the 2s can be picked up. In this case, Hussain turned it onto the onside and picked up another comfortable 2. It's a really good over from the Titans. They picked up 10 runs off the over without a boundary being scored, and it just shows teams the possibility of picking up runs through smart running, smart communication, and awareness also of fielders and their strengths in terms of speed to the ball, the strength of the arm and throwing it back into the wicket. So good to see. 3 overs remain, 151 up. They'll be happy to get over that mark, but I think they'll still want another 20, 25 runs perhaps from these final 3 overs. Of course, the Wombats, well, they'll be just wanting to continue to take wickets, or if not that, limit the boundaries. Oh, great ball. Kato, it looks like, is back into the attack. Extremely expensive in his first 2 overs, but I think he'll do a lot better bowling to these perhaps lower order batsmen. He's got good pace. Certainly, that pace I think comes mostly from his shoulder. And again, beats the bat. Beats the bat with a second ball. Curry just looking to get anything on it. He's certainly swinging for the boundary with the pace of Kato. To get anything on it, it will fly off in some direction. Be interesting to see if Kato puts one in short here, because the Curry has been coming down the wicket, moving around. So this time he does go a bit shorter, but the batsman's played it beautifully through a late cut. Backward pointer ends up, and that's a good shot. Nothing too wrong with the ball from Kato. Perhaps a little short and wide. If you are going to bowl short, you need to be on line. Cramp the batsman, not allow him to use his arms. Punished. Out to wide of long on, and yeah, it was a full toss from Kato, and the batsman did well to execute it. Actually, batsman stance is certainly outside leg stump. After a good start from Kato with his first two balls, he's gone for two boundaries. So let's see the comeback ball here from him. This is straight, driven for 6 runs. That's a great shot. And I think just using the pace of Kato, middled it, and that was a fine shot. Down to the advertising boards behind the umpire there. Gave himself a bit of room, but in the end it was just that hand-eye connection. Kato, 3 boundaries he's gone for. What's he do here? Oh, well fielded out, covered. Oh, went for a shy and misses. Almost caught the edge of the artificial turf. But well fielded, and again another expensive over. Kato goes for 15 runs, shoots the Titans up to 166 with 2 overs remaining. Perhaps looking around the mid 180s now, and whatever the score ends up, it's going to be a tough chase for the Wombats. As I mentioned earlier, one of their star wicket-keeper batsmen, Alex Shedai Patmore, isn't playing today. Alex did an injury in a recent series playing for Japan down in Papua New Guinea. Swings and misses. Takes the pad. They'll jog through him, just waiting for the signal from the umpire. No bye signalled, so 1 run to the batsman. To Alvis it was. Sorry, Thakuri. Alvis, our bowler, who is bowling his 4th and final over. Hussain on strike, who just lets that one go down leg for another wide. Yeah, Alex, if you're listening, hopefully your injury's on the heel, on the mend, and that we see you back in Wombat colours soon. I believe it was a calf muscle injury, so hopefully he doesn't keep you out of the game too long. Another ball down leg, but the bowler feels a little bit aggrieved as Hussain, the batsman, is just moving his legs, allowing the ball to pass. If he'd stayed in position, the ball may have hit him. This time, Hussain goes straight past the bowler. His non-striking batsman is a brilliant runner. Curry getting back for 2 easily. after those couple of wides. 2 runs taken from Hussain. This time, eyeing up the onside, swings and misses. There is room out there, especially in the mid-wicket area and behind square. I think he was definitely eyeing up that mid-wicket region. But as a result, bowler beats him. This time, edged. Short, third man fields that just for the single. And Titans' score goes up another 1 to 172. So looking like a really good score. And as I mentioned, Patmore is a real loss for the Wombats as a key batsman to their cause. Wow, batsman using his feet to come way down the wicket. Ball almost lobbed over his head, but ends up a wide anyway, down leg. And Johan Albers just needs to be aware of the batsman, what he's trying to do here, moving all around the stumps, moving up and down the wicket. That affects the bowler's plans as to what they want to do. Has to reach for it. Could be a chance of a run out if he hits. No, misses and overthrows. Keeper misses that attempt from the bowler taking a shy at the stumps. It doesn't go all the way to the boundary, so in the end, it's all happening. Two runs in the end coming from it, I believe, and brings about the end of the over. 175 for 5, 1 over remaining. I just might quickly update you on what's happening on ground 2 for those interested. We have the Tokyo Rangers taking on Sano. The Rangers currently 156 for 7 with 4 balls remaining in their innings. Back live here though on ground number 1. In really hot conditions here at Sano. We have Hussain on strike. Burhan Yunus looks like will be the person on strike. To bowl. And the left armour starts with a wide down leg to start. And this is, Burhan Yunus's first over. They decided not to go to Kartol to finish his spell. And an appeal for a run out. Hussain goes to play that. They just looking for a replay here. I don't think I have one, but boy, Thakuri backing up extremely quick. Got down to the other end, and even though the keeper shied and hit the stumps, Thakuri was home safe. Extremely quick runner. Yunus. It's a better ball. And even though the Curry is moving around the wicket, he just plays that onto the onside for a single. couldn't really do much with that ball. Hussain on strike. Hussain drives it out. Oh, well fielded. Takes a shy. Mid-on did well to field that. Oh, they're going for another. This surely will be a run out, and is a run out. And well done, Wombats. So what happened there? First of all, a mid-on did well, diving to stop the ball. Takes a shy at the non-striker's end. Misses. Is backed up and returned to the keeper, who takes the stumps off as the Titans try and steal a second run. So good fielding there from the Wombats. In the end, executing a run out. And so just waiting for information on our new batsmen. Hussain was run out in that eventual. This one will be another wicket for the Wombats. It is caught at mid-on. So 2 wickets falling. The team might be on the team will be on a hat-trick ball. Team hat-trick. First being the run out. And it was Thakur who was caught. So yeah, just 2 wickets falling in quick succession. The third ball of the over, Hussain was run out. And the fourth ball of the over, Thakur was out caught. Caught Ali and bowled Yunus. So just the 2 balls remaining in the innings. Can the Titans, or can the Wombats restrict them to something under 185? Or misfield there from Lewis. Batsman return for a second. And gee, they make it. Intelligent running there, milking every run they can, the Titans. There's actually three leg buys that final ball. We Rasika Chandamal is the new batsman to the crease. Played out onto the onside. Batsman trying to steal a second, but run out, and fair enough. Final ball of the over. Why not push it? But Wombats good enough to restrict the second run, so just the 1 coming from it, which brings an end to their innings. 183. Let me just check on that, sorry. Just waiting for my scorers to update. By my count, it's 183 for 8. And if we just run through the scorecard, the openers really did well for the Titans. They set this score by doing the foundation, doing the good work in the first 6 to 8 overs. Singh 29, Kishkamat 33, Chandraya 18, Hosseini 2, Yunus 31, Hussein 21, Thakuri 27, and at the end Thakur caught for no score and Chandamal not out for no run. So 183 runs for 8 off their 20 overs, the Tokyo Titans. A strong score that'll be tough to chase for the Wombats. Please join us again in 10 minutes' time.
Welcome back to Sano Cricket Ground, where we have the match between the Wombats and the Tokyo Titans. Titans batting first in the first innings, making 183. So the total, the chase for the Tokyo Wombats is 184. That will help proceedings with a wide to start from the Titans. Facing for the Wombats, we have Rex Kobayashi. Who plays lovely shot onto the onside. Medon comes around to field that for a single. So yeah, tough chase here, I think, for the Wombats. 184. It's not going to be easy. But let's just see how the game plays out. Cricket's a funny thing. 184 is not impossible, but I'm not aware of the depth of the Wombats batting. I know they're missing a key player in Alex Patmore, but I'm sure they have other ammunition in the team that can set about this task and chase it down. Important game for both teams, a win needed to stay alive in the competition. Shot played out to mid-wicket. This is Kumar bowling, sorry. Avnish Kumar. And on strike. Currently we have Kato-san. And on the non-striker is Kobayashi-san. So Tetsudo Kato on strike. Big tall lad he is. Long levers. Looking to make a good start for his team and chasing down this total. Shot. Onto the back foot and driven, but well fielded at point. It's an attacking field here for the Titans. They have only the one boundary rider, who's at fine leg. Played out onto the onside. Beats mid-wicket and they scamper through for a single. Good shot. Relatively conservative start here for the Wombats. Not wanting to lose early wickets. Not looking to hit aerial. Understandable. They'll know their game plan. The Titans, on the other hand, started with a hiss and a roar and almost kept that going throughout the power play and into the middle overs. They were going at pretty much 12 to start with and then around 10s. I think from memory, after their power play 6 overs, they were around 60, 62 perhaps. Wide-ish ball and called. Just a little late. Decided upon by the umpire. Kato on strike. Yunus the bowler. Amir Yunus.
That'll be ruled wide again, so not a good start for Eunice. But the Wombats, they'll be loving this. Five already extras, and just the second over. And that one's better and quite short. Short and straight though, and just defended by Kato. Certainly hope Wombats can make a good start for their sake, for the game. Make it an interesting battle. We've had in the round one a few close results, and also some one-sided results. That was a bit of excitement shown there from the Titans team. The previous ball, Kato, just to get a feather on that, and keeper, of course, got across to it but put it down, but would have been a big appeal gone up had he held that. This one, this will be tight and is given, and that's a shame for the Wombats. It's a real shame. Kato, you almost felt as if he was under pressure having faced so many dots, but he hadn't. They were all wides, but he played and called in what probably wasn't really a run, and being a good partner, Kobayashi came through and was caught short, run out. It was a good throw from the Titan fielder. I'll grab his name soon, but yeah, a real shame for the Wombats there. So Rex Kobayashi, unfortunately, has run out. So, back here on ground number one, and probably what is about 34 degrees now here at Sano. Unfortunately, the Wombats have lost an early wicket in their chase of 184. The new batter to the wicket is Muhammad Ali. And Ali goes to flick that one down to the leg, but called wide. Couldn't catch up with that. And as mentioned, the extras already at 6. Not good for the Wombats. Not good for the Titans. Just having a look at the scorecard, the Wombats, they had a total of 22 extras, which again is not good at this level in T20 cricket. But at the moment, the Titans may well be up there themselves. Oh, well fielded, but lovely shot there from Ali. Short, a little bit of width, so he just played with relaxed hands, but well fielded at probably gully. They were first slip, gully and point. And this time again, Eunice strays down leg side. Currently, extras top scorer for the Wombats. Yeah, I'm not sure of the lineup the Wombats have in their batting today, whether they had to make changes, who was coming in for perhaps the injured Alex Shirai Patmore. So what has been a very long over and continues to be. Still shot. Played well from Ali onto the leg side. Just for the single. That will mean there is only one ball remaining in this over. So far, having one. This is the 12th ball, but the 6th legitimate ball. And that's been given a wide. This time, not down leg, but down off. So a real problem here for the Titans. Currently the Wombats are 12 for 1. Almost the second over complete. It's good. We see someone coming across from the Titan team to just talk to the bowler, have a word. It's always good to see. He's bowling at a good pace. Just needs to get that line. And this one, he takes all the pace off it. And batsman just plays that out to the offside. The over finally comes to an end. Wombats 13 for 1. Having lost their Rex Kobayashi, who fielded so brilliantly earlier on. Taking, by my count, 3 catches out on the boundary. Looking comfortable with them all. But unfortunately being run out. As I said, I think his partner Kato may have called yes early, even though Kato had played a nice shot out to point. A good partner will follow his striker, his fellow partner's calls, and trust him. So I believe for the good of the team, Kobayashi ran through. When perhaps in hindsight, or he may have felt that there was no run there. Oh well, back live. We have Kumar bowling. Avnish Kumar from the school end here at Sano. Oh! Batsman goes for a big drive through the covers, inside edge, misses leg, out to fine leg with fine leg position there, but having to come round to field it. Little lucky there, you would say. Mazali brings Kato back on strike. Plays a lovely drive. And a bit of excitement from the Titans fielders, but always a single there. I like the look of Kato's technique, as I did Kobayashi's, unfortunately. Finished all too soon, but both have nice, solid techniques from what I've seen thus far. Haven't seen the Wombats play a lot of cricket. And he calls his partner through. This will be interesting. Is he home? I'm glad he is, because I felt the non-striker got a little tied up in terms of having to run for that. And when I say tied up, I mean came in collision with the bowler, who is obviously going on to field that ball. Yeah, anyway, No controversy. It's the batters got through for the single. And the Wombats moved to 16. So, the end of the over. Just having a look across to field 2. Seems to be a bit of excitement. I'll update you on that score later on. Still staying here though with the Titans and the Wombats. Sorry, I'm just waiting for an update up from the scorers in terms of the app. It's okay, I'll commentate what's in front of me. A quick delivery there from the spinner. Ali slashes at it but misses outside off. Keeper standing up, the spinner, and the boundary riders are long on and long off. So spinner just looking to bowl relatively straight here. Looking at his field, it is a 6-3 split. 6 on the offside, so just looking to bowl off 4th, 5th stump line. Only the 2 boundary riders, of course, with the power play. And again, all called wide, bowled wide. Stumping opportunity as the batsman stretched. Played and misses. Looks like a good bowler. And this one just cut to point for no run. Shanmugam, the bowler, he started well here. It's very handy. And this one, he just short, but batsman with this field setting is struggling to find the gap. He has a first slip, gully, point, cover, and mid-off. So this time, plays, it'll run away for 4. He's not moving an inch, the batsman, even though Kato was down beside him. Yeah, went to play through the covers, an edge, and it's run away for 4 runs. So that'll help the Wombats' cause. They move on to 21 now. And again, this will be 4. Slashed over point. Runs away a lot easier this time for 4. So a nice little bit of momentum shift here for the Wombats. Shanmugam started really well, and there's been nothing wrong, maybe a bit of width with his last 2 balls. It's just that the batsman Ali has worked out where he's going to bowl, how he's going to bowl, and has counter-attacked. This time he just plays out to mid-off for a single. Would not have been, but a slight misfield. Direct hit from mid-off coming in to field that. But safely through for a single, and that's good cricket from Ali. 4-4-1. End of the over, he keeps the strike. So Ali keeps the strike. Can he keep this nice bit of momentum going for the Wombats? Goes on the back foot, dabs, and collected by Gully. So the important thing here for the Wombats is just to keep that run rate in check. And big appeal here, umpire unmoved. Looked like it was going down leg to me. In terms of the ball, after hitting the pad, it shot off down to fine leg. Batsman did come across and get into almost an awkward position as to where the ball was pitching. Shot driven down to long off. Riskless shot for another run for the Wombats. So Kato just being joined by Ali. Hits over the covers. This will go all the way to the boundary. That's too quick for that fielder to catch up there, and nice shot from Ali. Bit of width from the bowler, and bit of shape too, but Ali just played beautifully, stepped across and to the pitch of the ball, played through the ball. It was a lovely shot for 4 and a much needed boundary for the Wombats. That over coming to an end and 6 runs coming from it. So what started with a run rate required of around 9 has gone up. It's now over 10. Not out of hand, of course. Still manageable, but just wonder in terms of the boundary riders whether the power play was an opportunity to attack. This is over number 6, so the final over of the power play. Be interesting to see how the Wombats go about playing it. Kato just missing that one. Drive through the covers. And bowler's just dropped the ball on his run up there, so we'll come back in again. And driven down to mid-on, who has a shy. Hurried the batsman up there a little, but safely taken for Kato. Shanmugam bowled pretty well, I thought, for his first over, but got taken for a couple of boundaries. This time he's been played out onto the onside behind square. They get back for a second run. Certainly, as long as he's able to clear, in fact, Yeah, there's mid-wicket, there's no square. Mid-wicket and a short fine leg. But anything aerial, they're relatively close. They're certainly not on the 30-yard line. They're inside of that. So it was a good shot from Ali. He just doesn't have to get much on it on the onside to clear that inner circle. This time he goes out onto the offside. Cut off the front foot, dropped to point, came round, took it above his head, 2 hands in the air, but didn't manage to hold on. It was hit firmly from Ali. So, but it's a heavily offside set field with more gaps on the on. As I said earlier, 6-3 split. Weather really warming up here at Sano. Unfortunately, the breeze has died off. Again, shot. Great shot here from Ali. I'll be looking for the replay, but he didn't really step out to the ball. He just planted his front foot and then just relied on his hand-eye coordination and just punished it over the covers for an excellent 4. And as long as Muhammad Ali remains at the wicket, then the Wombats are in with a real chance of chasing this score down. That's a great shot. His partner, Tetsuro Kato, he's looked good. He's certainly not given any chances that I can remember, but he is 4 off 13 balls, and you can't be putting that much pressure on your partner or your team. So Kato needs to be a bit more busy about the wicket. If he's not picking up boundaries, where can he get 2s? Kato on strike here. Just setting the field, getting it right, just pulling around our deep square to be a bit more forward. This is played beautifully though, and this will go the way. The fast outfield here at Sano, 4 runs. Kato, yeah, did he play for this? I think it was a thickish outside edge, to be honest. Looks like he was pushing that into the offside. I'm just looking at the JCL replay. Yeah, no, he was didn't do much with his legs, but certainly with his bat, he was looking to play behind point, and he did so. It was a good shot. As a result, the Titans have pulled a fielder out onto the onside, from the onside onto the off, and they have put him exactly where that ball went previously. This time, Kato goes again, over point. Push for 2, they should be, and they are 2 runs. And not too far from point, but got enough of it to clear and be in no danger. 2 runs to the total, and perhaps Kato heard me talking in between overs about needing just to pick up his run rate a little. Ideally now he just remains, picks up another single, and he has. Great cricket from Kato. In fact, his partner calls him through for 2. Another 2 runs to Tetsuro-san's total. He moves on to 12 now of 16. So it just shows you how incredibly quick one can bring their strike rate back into respectability, as we've just seen there from Tetsuro Kato. Another single to his total. End of the just the end, bringing in a fielding change from the offside, the mountain side, I guess you could call it here. We have the mountain side and the river side, but he's come in a lot closer, and just found the gap there. Fielder sweeper coming around to save the boundary, but an easy two. And a good shot from Ali. Boy, if these two can stay together, then the run rate will not be an issue. Done well in this shot. 4 runs. Bowler just perhaps a bit guilty of being straight. And Ali executes it beautifully by turning that, or pulling that to fine leg. What an over for the Wombats. Just waiting for my scores to update, but 55 for 1. Mohit Saini comes into the attack. His first over for the Titans. 15 runs coming off that previous over. A really good over for the Wombats. Kartel started getting going with some 2s and 4s. And Ali finished it off with a beautiful 4. Suddenly they bring that run rate down just under 10. And they're going along at 8, so well played from these two. This isn't middled, but it's enough to land over mid-off's head safely. Just the one taken from it though. Long off was quickly round, saving the boundary, and the second run. Good game on our hands here. Titans, Wombats. Reaches for it, swings, and given wide. Ali just showing the umpire there how far he had to reach. This time, that's a great shot. Yeah, 6 runs. Ali, what a batsman. Just, it's outside off, perhaps on 4 stump, but he just uses his feet and drives it over the covers quite square for a beautiful boundary 6. And duly applauded from his fan club, aka his teammates, who enjoyed that. This time shows his finesse and just cuts down on the ball out to point. This is fine batting from Ali. This time Ali could be in trouble. Out on, no, dropped, and probably dropped over the boundary. No, we're talking long on. He gives himself rooms and cross bats it out to long on. The umpire just checking with the fielder. Was that a boundary? Did it, because I want to say the fielder probably dropped that due to the boundary coming into effect. He was aware of it, tried probably to reach for it, and he was but unable to take it. This time just driven down to long off for 1 run, and that will mean he will keep the strike. Kartel-san moves to 15 off his 20 balls, and Muhammad Ali 35 of 25. Making a really good start, positive start here for the Wombats, chasing a big score. 184 to win. Twelve overs remaining, 119 runs needed. So that means a run rate of 9.9. Titans aware of the balance the game is in, and just probably taking a little longer to set the field here. The fielder just waiting for an update there on my technical details, but yeah, just taking time to set the field. The boundary riders, wow, there are 4. We have a cover on the offside, long off, long on, and deep mid wicket. The fielders, all 3 of the 4 of the boundary riders are not on the boundary by any means. They're probably 10. One's 10 metres in, the others are 4 or 5 metres in. So interesting whether they back themselves to get back, but in time to take the catch if it is close to the boundary. But one that's just over the boundary, they'll have no chance of doing so due to their positioning. So just wonder if the Wombats are aware of that. I think Ali will go anyway. And given LBW. And the batsman's taking time to understand that. Feels a bit aggrieved, but just watching here on our JCL replay, he did get way across in front of his stumps. And yeah, it looks like a pretty good call. The ball never really got up in terms of the position or the shot selection the batter had played. But I'm afraid that will be the end of Muhammad Ali, who played a superb innings prior to that ball. The ball just didn't really seem to get up, and he got himself into position to pull the bowler into the stands. It looks like he was going aerial, but ball didn't really seem to get that high, and correctly adjudged by the umpire, the finger went up, and that is the end of a good innings from Muhammad Ali. 35 runs from 26 balls, including 5 fours and 1 6. And he certainly contributed to his team and given them the impetus they need to get up over this total. Currently the run rate sits at 8. Needs 10, but only takes 1 or 2 big overs for that to change. The new batsman, Kendakar, Tanzim Kendakar. Apologies for any mispronunciation. He would be on strike, and his first ball gets a little cramped in time, but pulls it successfully onto the onside for 1. Brings his partner Tetsuro Kato back onto strike. Kato-san currently 16 off his 21 balls. I liked how he's put his innings together so far, and plays a lovely drive out to the sweeper for 1. Yeah, Kato-san started the innings quite slow, being technically sound, but taking no risks and playing along the carpet, along the ground. But suddenly 1 over, he just unleashed and put on a range of 2s as well as a boundary 4. Brought his strike rate back up to respectability in a T20 format. He's guiding his team, contributing to his team well at this stage. May it continue for the Wombats. Titans, however, well, they'll be wanting just to tighten the screws a little, either by taking wickets or just having a few overs that go for miserly runs. Lately, they have lost momentum. Another half appeal from teammates, not the bowler himself, as it was down leg. But does bring the end of the over. Does Kendakar's over? Sorry, does Singh's over? He's bowled just the 1. Sorry, I'm just looking for an update here. A good over, 4 runs off it. The wicket, of course, the prize wicket of Ali. Singh's done well for his team. 1 for 4 off his first over. He'll be very happy with that start, and I'm sure we'll get to see the ball again from the school end here at Sano. At the mountain end, however, we're back live. And that's just scooped. Could be caught full short of deep cover. Temperatures seem to be increasing. I'm very happy I have a fan next to me here in the commentary box. The breeze has just disappeared entirely. The sun is out. It's approximately 35 degrees. Wide given here from the umpire. Mohit San just strain a little there. Again, that's close. No, it is umpires leaning towards the scorers. And finally towards the wide for the benefit of their book or their laptop. So a couple of wides here. We saw 22 gifted from the Wombats, but shot played out to deep cover for a single. If we look at the current extras gifted from the Titans team, we're up to 18, and 17 of those are wides, and after 9 overs that is just not good enough. And if they want to go further in this competition, it's an area they can perhaps improve upon. That's a better one though. That's by no means a wide. That just misses stumps and keeper. Jog through for what I imagine will be a bye. Unless adjudged to have been some bat on that. Sony in. Oh, chance here. Should be taken. Bowler's calling for it and takes it. Interesting there. It looks to me like, yeah, Kartal went to pull him over mid-wicket and got a big top edge. Should have really have been mid-on's catch, but bowler screamed early and loud mine and dominated in terms of body position of where the ball was going to fall and safely took the catch. So perhaps he just prefers a caught and bowled to a wicket caught by a teammate. But well done by Saini. His Mohit has taken his first wicket here. 1 for 16 currently. 2 balls remaining, of course, in his second over. And due to the wicket falling in the 10th over, the umpires have called for an early break. You could call it a cooling break here, a chance for both teams to take on some liquid, some hydration. It's very hot here in Sano, and it only makes sense for the welfare of the players. Currently, the Wombats are 75 for 3, chasing the score of 184. Just while we're waiting for the game to get underway, I'll quickly update you on ground 2. Tokyo Rangers making 158 for 9 off their 20. Currently Sano are chasing 97 for 4 off their 10 overs. So 62 runs needed off their remaining 10 overs with 6 wickets in hand. It'll be an interesting game over on ground 2. But back here on ground 1, it's the battle of the bottom of the table at the moment, but won't be after this. One of the teams will go into third, perhaps second equal place. Will it be the Titans or the Wombats? Both Tokyo-based teams. We're in for a good finish here. 101 needed of 10.2 overs. So just continuing with the end of his over prior to the break. Mohit Saini is coming in from the mountain end here at Sano. But full and not dispatched by the batsman, so Alvis, of course the new batsman, Johan Alvis is the new batsman for the Wombats, a left-hander. And just checking the umpires, that is over. Sometimes you can lose count, especially when a break is taken in between time. But it is end of the over, 76 for 3. Played and just short of mid-wicket, bouncing in front, and that looks to me like Thakuri fielding in there. Just looks like a very good fielder. It was a very good runner between wickets when, of course, they were batting. And full and crunched out onto mid-wicket. Great shot. 4 runs. Deserves applause. But the teammates are pretty quiet, probably just seeking relief from the intense heat But that was a lovely shot. And Kendaka who played it. Great shot. Full toss. Just deserved to be dispatched. This time just played out to long off for a single. Deserved to be dispatched, but sometimes you can't always execute them how you want it. But he did that perfectly, dissecting the field. 4 runs and a great start to the over. 5 off the first 3 balls. You need to keep scoring to the Wombats. The run rate has popped up to 10.9, and that's due to previous couple of overs of 6 and 4 coming from it. So the game can easily sway in your favour or against, depending on your fielding or batting, just by the number of runs. So if it's around 4, 5, 6, then that run rate pops up massively. Of course, if you score a good over of a 15, 16, then that run rate comes down 1. The short formats, the game often ebbs and flows a lot more than longer formats. So every ball extremely important in these remaining 10 overs. This is played out in the covers, but well fielded. Great fielding there from the Titans, which you want that to sort of catch on to the rest of the field, showing the effort, getting down to field that. So, not a bad over again from the Titans, restricting the Wombats, just a 6 off it after the earlier 4 from Kendaka. Six below that run rate required of 11, so it just goes up a little bit more. Of course, both batsmen new to the crease. It's not easy just to come in and start hitting. We saw Kato's innings, which he played well. He was slower at the start, just getting used to the pace of the wicket before he started looking for bigger runs. So currently Kendaka is on their 7 runs, just having faced the 8 balls, and of course Johan has only faced 3 balls. Left-hander Johan Alves, just fixing his gloves, making sure he's ready for the battle. Field not overly aggressive, but well set, and he just gets the outside edge, spills out onto the onside for 1. Big 6 over on ground 2, whether that's Zubair Khan or trying to see who his partner is, but that chase looking a bit healthier after a big 6. Back here, ground 1, temperature is 34 degrees. Expected to get up to 36 a bit later this afternoon. The time here is 1:30. So, taken. Hard luck. Kendaka, it was short, and he went to pull it, played the correct shot, but just got it right in, well, mid-wicket, did well to hold on to it. It was hit relatively firmly. I want to say he didn't take it cleanly, the fielder. He got caught and then had a second go and held on. Let's have a look, see if the cameraman may have picked that up. But nevertheless, wicket here on ground number 1. Kendaka has to depart. 7 off his 9 balls and a wicket to sing. Maldeep Singh. That's his second, of course, having just gone for the 5 runs. It's a great little start from him. 8 balls bowled, 2 for 5. Sometimes though you feel you owe the wicket to a teammate, and in that case it was well held. I must mention who caught that. Caught a Kishkamat. It was well held. And a shame for the Wombats. Another wicket just takes a dent to that run rate, with someone having to adjust, come out new to the wicket. Ashish Jindal is that person. And it's these two, Jindal and Johan Alvis, that are tasked with the mission of just helping Wombats take this game deep, put some pressure on the Titans. And you can do that by just keeping this run rate relatively attainable. And in this case, it's anything under 12 at this stage, with only 8 overs remaining. Starts getting over 12, it becomes tough to consistently perform each over. Still, the Wombats may have a pinch hitter or someone with a real striking ability to keep this task viable and achievable. Let's hope so for the sake of the game. Let's push this deep. Wombats under pressure, well fielded. It's a good shot. Straight out to cover, short cover. He's fielded well. Stopped a few runs and taken that last catch. This time out onto the onside. Deep squares coming into field and restrict the second run. End of the over. It will be 85 for 5. Sorry, 84 for 4. The Wombats needing an exact 100 runs in 8 overs. Difficult, yes. Achievable, yes. We'll have to wait and find out. But what the Wombats really need now is most definitely a boundary and over, if not 2. 1 really big over would be great, just to bring that run rate back down a bit, to ease the pressure. Certainly taken time, the Titans, between overs, to make sure the field is set correctly according to each batsman's ability, and they have fielded well and they have set the field well. I think, looking back at this game, the Wombats will curse themselves a couple of times with missed opportunities in the field, catching. But in terms of the Titans, they've set fields well. They've taken opportunities. The one is the amount of wides and extras, which they'll look back upon and try to improve in their next match, which I believe will be against either Sano or the Rangers, I guess. So Shanmugan puts one a little bit wide, but no, that's good. That's within the line. Just played and missed that. Shanmugam bowling his last over. Again, just not middled. And these dot balls are really adding up now and starting to hurt the Wombats. 3rd dot ball of this over. And really, Jindal has to look for a release shot here. acres of room out on that onside behind square. Obviously that's not where the bowler is bowling, but it's about turning space into turning shots into space, finding space. This falling short of long off, who's come round to scoop that up to restrict a second run. So just a one coming off it, and one not being enough at this stage. In total 2 runs from the 13th over, and the run rate required shoots up. Yeah, not the best over there from the Wombats. The last few overs they've made 2 runs, 3 runs, 6 runs, 6, 4. You have to go back to over 8 where they scored 10, and previous to that 15 and 9. You can see the trend, and these batsmen are just falling behind what's required, unfortunately. They are only 4 wickets down, so I'm sure the Wombats are aware of the scenario and what's needed, and I'm sure you'll see some risks being taken in this over. Short mid wicket comes in, probably a friendly word as the batsman was looking for a quick single, but mid on. Short mid on, mid wicket certainly wasn't allowing any single to be stolen there. This time a single is stolen out onto the offside. Comfortable, well, when I say comfortable, the non-striker was backing up beautifully. Scampers through for a single. This is good bowling, and just mentioned before, good field placements. I love the fact of having your mid-on or mid-wicket, mid-off or cover in short. It just, you're in the eye of the batsman. You're giving the presence that there is no single to be taken around the block, around the wicket, close by. So dropping and running is no longer an opportunity for a single. This one is, though, cut out to deep point, and coming back for a second, no. Partner turns him down. He gets back in time. 1 run, even though the batsman probably ran 2. Stumped, appealed, given. Good work there behind the stumps from the Titans keeper. Jindal wanting to give himself room, and fair enough too, knowing of the run rate. Gave himself some room, in fact ventured down the wicket, and keeper didn't have to be asked twice, had the stumps off before you knew it, and that's another wicket. 5 down now for the Wombats, 88 for 5, and this run chase proving difficult. We'll take a short break, stay tuned, and when I come back I'll update you from ground 2 with Sano versus the Rangers.
back here, live. Greetings to whoever you're watching this from, wherever you are in the world. Wombats from Tokyo struggling to beat the Titans, also from Tokyo. It's a good shot, played out to point, so no run there. Sarawan, the new batsman to the crease for the Wombats, a new hope. And that brings about the end of the 14th over, 88 for 5. Chasing the score. I did say I would update you from ground 2. Tokyo Rangers, who made 158 for 9, are currently playing Sano, who are on 133 for 4 off 13.2 overs. Zubair Khan has hit 50 runs, he's not out 51, and he's alongside Shotaro Hiratsuka, who's on 40 not out. Back here though, on ground number 1, the Tokyo Titans look like they may have their first win in this T20 competition, usually played through late July, August. The reason being the incredible heat during those months here in Japan. So playing shorter format cricket rather than the 40 over stuff. Titans on top here. But with a new batsman, you never know how things can change, momentum shifts. But the target of 96 of the last 6 overs is a difficult one for any team. Wickets in hand, yes, but it's about the depth of those batters coming in. Currently it's Chandamal bowling to Johan Alves. Technically looks pretty sound, does Johan, but it's about needing to score runs, so just been a bit more unorthodox and trying to open up space to look for runs. This time goes straight. It's short of long on, who takes it off the bounce, so just the 1 run. So the 3 dots followed up by a nice straight shot, but just for the 1 run. When the run rate sits at 17.5, you don't have to be a mathematician to work out that's not nearly enough, nor needed. It's boundaries, and at this stage boundaries by the dozen, half dozen perhaps. Let's see what Sarawan can do. Plays a lovely shot out onto the covers for 1. So a bit disappointed there. It was a lovely shot, but look, there are 2 runs to be taken there, and I think the Titans, especially if one of their players, certainly use that to their advantage. If you're not picking up boundaries, then some 2s become very important. And the shot played earlier there from Sarawan was an easy 2. In fact, he played it softly past a short point, and it was deep cover who had to come in and field that. And he fielded it on the block. So when I talk about 2 runs being on offer there, it certainly was. And teams that don't take advantage of those are teams usually not found in the winning or the end of the competition. Anyways, it's maybe something the Wombats have felt like it's too hard now, it's too far, let's just practice for our next game. I'm sure they're not feeling like that. You're always in it in a game of cricket. Perhaps a few more extras from the Titans would help the cause. Run rate required, near 19. Current run rate 6. What can the Wombats do?
Sarawaan on strike. And it's a forward defensive for no run. And good shot out into the covers for a single. In the next few overs, I will update you of the competition. We may have some listeners keen on hearing the actual groups, the groupings, the 4 different groups that make up this T20 competition. And of those groups, who are leading, who are the top 1 and 2, and at this stage going through to the quarterfinals, which I believe will occur in the early September. Important competition for Japan cricket really is this T20 format. As far as being an associate nation of cricket, Japan, its international cricket is all T20 cricket. It's not longer stuff, but different for different age groups. The under-19s, of course, their recent tour down to Darwin, Australia, was 50 over format, and it was wonderful to see Japan playing the longer format. This is high and long. It is 6 runs. Good shot, and a well-needed boundary for the Wombats. That'll certainly help the mood and the confidence. It was a lovely shot from Johan. Went high. We were worried about the ground 2 fielder who's positioned on the boundary, whether he is in danger of taking it on the Falcon. Again, goes high, doesn't get all of this. Long off, is coming round, long on, sorry, and took the catch comfortably, relatively straight behind the wicket. So yeah, I can understand Johan playing that shot. When you get one out of the middle, you suddenly think that boundary rope's not that far away from a good strike. But of course, this time the bowler had the better, and Thakur picks up his first wicket. Currently the Wombats now 97 for 6, so 4 overs remaining. This game does look out of their control, perhaps we could say. As mentioned earlier, I'll just go through some of the other groups and the leading teams. We have Group A, Max and Kawasaki Knight Riders, as well as the Tigers, sit on 4 and 2 points respectively. So 3 teams in it in that game. Group B, the Wyverns are on top with 8. The Rangers, in fact, this is the Rangers are on 6. Sano with a chance perhaps on 4. Group C, Falcons 4 points. Chiba Sharks 4 points. That's this group with the Titans and the Wombats at bottom. Perhaps the winner of this, the Titans, will still remain in that competition with a chance, but the Wombats will probably be gone. And in Group D, it's the Men in Blue Tokyo, Serendib and Paddy Foley's, who sit on 4 points and 2 respectively, and are all within a shot of making the esteemed quarterfinals. Back live. Played and missed. This time driven, lovely drive, just for the 1 run. Good cover there. Good field settings, as I've mentioned, from the Titans all day. They've had often 6-3 splits on their bowling plans. They've had boundary riders straight. In fact, this one, just looking at this setup, they have their 5 boundary riders are deep. Well, I wouldn't call them deep because they're all not on the boundary. So they've come in for this batsman. Cover, long off, long on, and mid-wicket. Long on is incredibly straight though. I wonder if you can pick him up in your camera. Not quite. No. So, good field settings from the Titans in this game. And of course, they batted well. They got off to a great start. I think back to Singh and Keshkamat's batting, which was followed on from Chandraya. Those three really gave them a great foundation to attack. Gone, sorry, run out, given. Thought he was going to make it home safely, so I kept talking, but short. And, well, I can understand there the Wombats trying to steal another run. I'm sure we'll get a JCL replay on that. But a deemed short of attempting a second run, and the 7th wicket falls. Yeah. So following this match, the Titans will have 4 points, therefore will sit alongside the Sharks and the Falcons in Group C. They have, however, played one extra match. I believe Chiba Sharks, Falcons may have their match tomorrow. Sure. Bowling from Chandamal, and they were appealing there for a stumping, but did well beating the batsman. And yeah, so that comes to the end of the over. Only the 1 run coming from it from the Wombats. If we go back, it was the run out ball for Sarawan was run out, caught short for his 3 runs. The dot balls that Chandamal bowled, just a 1 run coming from it. He'll be thrilled with how he's bowled today. No wicket, but only gone for 3 runs from his 12 deliveries, so well bowled. I'll quickly give you an update on that Sano game going on ground 2. It's very close to a win to Sano if they can hold their nerve. It's just another 8 runs, 6 runs required. They have 4 overs to do it, and also 5 wickets. And back here live though, bowled. I'll have to watch the replay though, as I took my eyes off it, but another wicket. And a bit of a sad ending to the Wombats chase here. They were, after I want to say 10 overs, they were on target and they looked well capable, but constant wickets has just taken it away from the team, unfortunately, and only 2 wickets remain. It'll be a test to see whether they can bat the full 20 overs. Looking across the ground too, the game has come to an end. It looked to be a fabulous 6 from perhaps Zubair Khan, but I'll quickly have a look at their scorecard. But Sano have won the match against the Tokyo Rangers. And Zubair Khan, 65 not out. Congratulations, well played. of 38 balls. And Shotaro Hiratsuka unfortunately lost his wicket before making 50 on 45. Well done to Sano. Back here live, the new batsman is Ali. And the batsman, the bowler, this time it's a nice cut shot and no chance of a run out, even though the person backing up had come down the wicket. But Ali played a nice cut stroke, but straight to point. He fielded well. Bowling well here. Can he bowl a maiden in the 18th? This time cut, and this will race away to the boundary, will it? No. Fielded in the end. And restricted the Wombats to 2 runs. Must say Ali watched the ball for most of the way before setting off for his first run, but well cut, late cut. And beats Point, who chased it down but did save it. Like live given. We'll see. You may have just missed that thanks to the JCL replay, but I'm sure there'll be another replay coming, but unfortunately Ali has been given out LBW after hitting that previous 2. So the 9th wicket falls here as the Wombats sit on 100 runs. The game is gone in terms of the chasing 84 runs in 2 overs. However, gives an opportunity for the tail enders to show what they can do in terms of the bat. Perhaps earn promotion for following games in the season. Doesn't matter how many balls you face, it's how you bat. So only a few balls here left for them, but can they make an impression? That's driven out to a short mid-wicket for no run. Joe Lewis is on off strike, non-striker's end, and again the batsman beats Huck. I apologise for any mispronunciations, but the new batsman to the crease, Ataku Huck, and this beats the batsman all up. It might run away for 4 byes, unless there's an inside edge. Lewis is calling him back for a second, but not given, and byes, so just the 1 leg bye brings Joe Lewis on strike, who bowled well earlier in the game. And Joe just turns that onto the onside for what should be a comfortable single shot. Bowled and gone. And that brings the end of the game here. The Tokyo Titans wrapping up the win, scoring 183 for 8 in their first 20 overs and restricting the Tokyo Wombats first 11 to 102. So it's a total of an 81 run win, and that will certainly boost the Titans' run rate in terms of the group, their group, and teams being on equal points. The scorecard, well, it looked promising at the start for the Wombats in the chase. Unfortunately, Kobayashi lost his wicket early, run out, but Kato and Muhammad Ali put on a good innings, and in what was a certain foundation for the team to build upon. But from there it was all Titans, apart from Johan Alves with his 12, his contribution. Others came and went for the Wombats with low scores, and it was down to the bowling figures of Thakur, 3 for 29, and alongside Mandeep Singh, who perhaps was the bowler of his team, 3 for 9 of his 3 overs, but wickets shared by the both of them, taking 6 wickets together and proving too strong for the Tokyo Wombats, who are beaten again, sit at bottom of the table, where the Titans now sit alongside Falcons and Chiba Sharks. We hope you've enjoyed the match. There is another one coming up at 2 p.m. today. Stay tuned. I will see if I can see what that match is this afternoon. But hope you've enjoyed the coverage, whether you've been watching through Fan Code or YouTube. Have a good afternoon and join us again at 2 p.m.